Thank you, Rick. Welcome, everyone. Happy Father's Day. Happy summer solstice, the longest day of the year, so I hope all you fathers really think about what you have done today. It's a beautiful day to have Dr. Wiggins speaking our message today. Kathy's with us singing. Jan's not with us, but I'm sure she's watching, so everybody say hi. Hmm? No, no, no. That we'll see what happens. And so, if everybody would just be sure your phones are not turned on, we'll get started with our service. How's about we say our new member growth affirmation statement together? We joyfully welcome all who seek a deeper connection to Spirit. Together, we affirm that love, peace, and abundance flow through us and unite us as one. And now let's stand together and sing our first joy song.
Well, good morning, and I'm so pleased to be here with you, and I hope you return that favor. Both all of those who are here in the sanctuary this morning and those who are looking at us on the internet today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This morning, I wanted to quote a meditation by Reverend Dr. Durrell Watkins of the Sunshine Cathedral down in Fort Lauderdale. I thought it was beautiful and I wanted to share it. It's called Divine Unity. Seek scriptures teach the one God is pervading and permeating each and every heart. The Mundaka Upanishads reveals this universe springs from the deathless self, the source of life. The Sufi poet and philosopher Rumi said, "You are not a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop." The Apostle Paul actually quoted a Greek poet when he said, "It is in God that we live and move and have our being." A Jewish psalmist affirmed the omnipresence of divine love when he or she wrote, "I can never escape from your spirit. I can never get away from your presence." We can't be separated from our source. Divine life is the substance of our individual lives, as God is life, capital life, expressing in, through, and as our lives. We are always capable of improvement. We always have access to peace, to joy, to wisdom, to seeing past a challenge or difficulty, to the field of unlimited possibilities. We always can be assured that, come what may, we are forever part of a perfect life that has no end. Today, the affirmation is, remembering our oneness with God, I affirm that today is a day of blessings, and so it is, and I am thankful. I love this one quote. The philosopher and poet Rumi, you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Something touching about that, something so immediate and moving. We give thanks to Rumi and to Dr. Watkins for bringing that to our attention. Now, shall we say our statement of being, these are the ideas that are the basis of divine science, the foundational ideas that we try to bring into our thoughts, into our lives every day. God is all, both invisible and visible, one presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am the individualized expression of God, and I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance.
Well, good morning. A joy to be here again. And I greet you in Mo's name also, who's not here this morning, but she will see you soon, I'm sure, and from your sister church, sort of, kind of, that meets a little later, MCC. Anyway, thank you. Life can be so good, and life can seem so hard, never knowing what each day will bring to where you are. Sometimes I forget, and sometimes I can't see that whatever comes my way, you are with me. My life is in your hands. My heart is in your keeping. I'm never without hope. My eternity's in you. My life is in your hands, and though I may not see it clearly, I will lift my voice and sing, 'cause your love does amazing things. Oh, I know my life is in your hands. Nothing is for sure. Nothing is for keeps. All I know is that your love lives eternally. So I will find my rest, and I will find my peace, knowing that you meet my every need. My life is in your hands. My heart is in your keeping. I'm never without hope, 'cause my eternity's in you. My life is in your hands, and though I may not see it clearly, I will lift my voice and sing, 'cause your love does amazing things. Lord, I know my life is in your hands. And when I'm at my weakest, love, you carry me. Then I become my strongest, love, in your hands. My life is in your hands. My heart is in your keeping. I'm never without hope, and our eternity is in you. My life is in your hands, and though I may not see it clearly, I will lift my voice and sing, 'cause your love does amazing things. Lord, I know my life is in your hands. I trust you. My life is in your hands.
Kathy, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. Well, it is now time for our healing meditation, such an important part of every service, because whether we do it during the week or not, we need to get still sometimes. Hopefully it is daily. But if it is not, we need to spend this time in quietude and openness to God and listening to ourselves, in asking for help, in knowing that it is available. The Lord is our shepherd. We shall not want. How wonderful to know that, to hear it in our heads, especially when we are feeling uncomfortable about life, or there are questions, there's some frustration, there's despair, hopelessness maybe. Right there, to know that there is never a time when God is not, and when God is not right within and around us. What comes forth from that knowledge, from that feeling, is a sense of relief, peace, having been heard and known, loved, cherished. For God does all those things all the time for all of us. Quietude, stillness, peace, the body relaxing, a sense that I'm free. I'm free. I set aside the irritations and the worries. the questions and the answers I don't like to hear. I set them aside and remember only that the whole ocean is in the drop that I am. The whole ocean. All good. All of God. All the power and all the wisdom and all the beauty of God in and around me. Don't the questions, don't the irritations, the worries become minimized when we know this truth? Omnipresence. So, right now, and for the next 90 seconds, I invite you to put your concerns, your fears, worries, the negative things that have come up in your life, and allow them to be washed away. Washed away. Dissolved. Because the Lord is your shepherd, you shall not want. And all good awaits you right now and always. Shall we allow those feelings and worries, those thoughts, to drift away from us? Shall we reject them? Starting right now. Come unto me, all ye who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. I will give you good. I will give you solutions and answers, for you are my shepherd, and I shall not want is true, is me speaking to you. Hear me. Accept. Allow that divine vibration to grow in you, to fill you, to change your vision from no to yes. And for this assurance, for this expectation, for this realization, we give deepest thanks. Amen. Now, shall we recite the Nura translation of the Lord's Prayer? And this is the work of Dr. Rocco Errico, who is a world-famous expert in Aramaic, that is Northern Aramaic, the language of Jesus. Together, our Father who is everywhere, your name is sacred. Your will is throughout the earth, even as it is throughout the universe. You give us our needful bread from day to day, and you forgive us our offenses, even as we forgive our offenders. And you let us not enter into materialism, but you separate us from error, because yours are the kingdom, the power, and the song and praise from all ages, throughout all ages, sealed in faith, trust, and truth. Amen. Well, this day's talk is, surprise, surprise, called Father's Day. You know, I keep getting catalogs, and one especially includes all these funny T-shirts with wording like this: I see no reason to act my age. Or, you can't tell me what to do. You're not my cat. And this one, I don't curse. I speak fluent trucker with a sailor dialect and a construction accent. I don't mean to push all your buttons. I was just looking for mute. If things get better with age, then I am approaching magnificence. And finally, being a grandfather or grandmother doesn't make me old, it makes me blessed. Well, Father's Day, a day that many of us celebrate our fathers. We think of him with love and gratitude. We remembered special days with him, and special experiences. But there are those who deliberately ignore Father's Day because painful memories are associated with him. Or possibly we might have very limited memories of him, or we don't even know who he was, so we have absolutely no memories of this man who fathered us. But fathers greatly affect the emotional well-being of their children. Fathers are often the rule makers, and rules, unless they're unreasonable, give children a feeling of security. Most children want to please their parents, and they willingly do everything they're asked to do, demonstrated in their parents, and they begin to reflect their parents' beliefs and acts. Openness to religious or spiritual beliefs starts actually in childhood. Parents' opinion that, oh, we'll just let them make up their minds when they're grown, doesn't work. Those people usually have just no feelings about religion or spiritual aspiration. The way a father treats his wife and children will influence what the children look for, what they respond to in other people. Friends, lovers, spouses will often be chosen on the basis of how the child unconsciously feels about their relationship with their father. If a father is absent through death or some other kind of life choice, perhaps, young boys will choose another male figure to set the rules about how they should behave concerning other people and how they can survive in this world. Now, if that male figure is a caring, a person who treats other people with respect, the young boy will be much the same as he grows up. If that male figure is a person of questionable character, it might mean another criminal is in the making. It's estimated that like 85% of the men in Hamas were orphans. How easy it would have been to befriend them and teach them hatred of Israel and undying loyalty to Hamas. I know of a woman, one of 3 sisters, who was raised in the Middle East with a very domineering, narcissistic, rude, critical father. Their mother was an obedient wife, and she submitted silently to this kind of emotional abuse that he gave out all the time. Now, he provided an excellent family income, and so every physical need was met. But his treatment of his 3 daughters and his wife certainly became deeply imprinted in his daughters' thoughts and expectations, and all 3 of them married critical, emotionally abusive men, for better or for worse. Fathers, parents, dramatically affect the way their children relate to other people. It is self-awareness, though, in some individuals, or an inner determination that motivates, and it's both boys and girls, motivates them to be a different kind of parent, different from the way their parents were. They're consistent efforts, even though it isn't easy. Oh, no. These efforts make an enormous positive difference in the childhood experiences and the ultimate personality traits of their children. Some of the behaviors that make for a difficult childhood are a father who always seems to be angry and who says and does things that stay in a child's memory and hurt each time they're remembered. There are men who are physically abusive and others who are addicted to alcohol, drugs, gambling, sex, and so forth. What a frightening childhood that would create. There are fathers who soon leave after conception, never taking any responsibility or taking any interest in their child. There are fathers who physically are physically present, but they're not emotionally present. There's little interaction or involvement between the father and the children. There are men who aren't interested in being full-time dads. They make themselves available when it's convenient for them, but not on a consistent basis. Now, understand, all these men were no doubt victims of fathers who treated them in the same way or worse. Certainly, there is the hero father who is absent, but not by choice, but because of necessity. He sees the children infrequently because he's working 2 or maybe 3 jobs to make sure that the family needs are covered. That's a powerful example to how seriously he takes his financial responsibilities. And it is also a powerful example of love in action to his sons. But gratefully, there are dads who, despite their upbringing, or because of their upbringing, They try to be consistent, emotionally and physically available to their children. He wants to know as much as possible about their goals and their desires, and he wants to help them achieve those goals. He's interested. He loves and protects them. He's not reluctant to express his love to them, and they're secure in the knowledge that they are loved. Now, does any human father achieve all of this? Well, I would think relatively few. But the intention, the effort to do your best will give your children a wonderful grounding and a foundation for a successful life. But there is one whom we have often called Father, who provides us infinitely more than the best human father can. The beautiful prayer called the Lord's Prayer is found in Matthew 6, 9 through 13, and it's also found in Luke 11, 2 through 4. Matthew's version is found in the middle of the Sermon on the Mount. But Luke says that the prayer Jesus taught happened on the road to Jerusalem. So who knows where it happened? Actually, it was probably taught repeatedly by the Master. When we read both versions side by side, but it's interesting that the two versions are different from one another, surprisingly. But today I want to point out a critical difference between the King James Version of the New Testament, and that's the one we know so well, and the Northern Aramaic words, the language of Jesus. There is a big difference. The King James translation came largely from the Greek text. The Aramaic version of the Lord's Prayer is dramatically different from the King James Version or any other of the English translations. King James uses the word Father. The Aramaic translation uses the word Abba. Abba is not translated Father. It's translated beloved. Beloved. That's the word that Jesus used. It's not a word that has anything to do with your male parent. It's a term of endearment, a non-gender word that a mother might say to her daughter, or a husband to his beloved wife. Abba. It means beloved. It would be something that we would say to anyone who was close, whom you loved and prized and was deeply connected to. Isn't it wonderful to find that out? It totally bypasses the relationship you might have or might not have had with your male parent, no matter how good or bad they were. It gives you another word, beloved, that you can use in your prayers, and it more deeply conveys love and connection and deep positive feelings when you say that word, beloved. It has a way of removing the formality of our Father and replacing it with an intimate linking instead, a linking with a universal, omnipresent energy that created everything. But that energy might feel very different to a God, a beloved, one who is within you, one who is all around you, who knows everything that you think and feel, but never judges you. And as I said in my last talk, is forever saying to you, I love you. You are mine. Several months ago, while we were singing the last hymn of a service, I had the inspiring realization that those last words of the hymn were absolute spiritual truth. The hymn is called You Are Mine. And the words that precede it in the hymn are, I love you. What a tender, close, intimate relationship we can have with God when we begin using the word beloved instead of just Father in our prayers. When we remind ourselves that we are loved. Always, always, and forever. That we are first and foremost God's and His alone. Shall we go within and think for a moment, beloved, beloved friend, companion, beloved source of wisdom, beloved source of good, beloved source of hope and faith and expectation of solutions and opportunities and beauty, excitement, friendships, good. Beloved. Shall we never forget that? Shall we always include it in our prayers? Shall we take courage from it? Because that's the way God feels about us. We are His beloved. He says, I love you. You are mine. Amen.
What an amazing God of comfort we have. And God, in God's incredible wisdom, has sent people to us to help us to learn, but one of the greatest of which would be who we call Jesus, to remind us of that path to God, even within our own humanness that we tend to focus on, and within that same divine path which Jesus was born. And so as I sing this song, it's kind of about those times when we kind of get our mind taken off of the beauty of God and the wonderful things that God has provided, get a little stuck in other ways, but how that Spirit, how Jesus is there to help corral us in and heal our hearts. Smile, make them think you're happy. Sometimes we lie and say that things are fine. Okay, let me try this again. We're having technical difficulties. Would you kindly take the CD out on it, give it a little breath on the back, and rub it on something to clean it off, and we'll try that again. I'm sorry. That was my fault. I did not recognize the intro. How much did I practice? We won't tell. But anyway, let's just see if this will do it. And if not, I'll go to the piano and do it, figure it out. Sometimes we smile, make 'em think we're happy, and then we lie and say that things are fine, and hide that empty longing that you feel. Well, there must be someone to share your silent dreams. Why are the days so lonely? I wonder where can the heart go free? And who will dry the tears that no one sees? Surely there's someone to share your silent dreams. Caught like a leaf in the wind, looking for a friend, where can you turn? Whisper the words of a prayer, you will find him there, arms open wide and love in his eyes. Jesus, he meets you where you are. Oh, Jesus, he heals your secret scars. All the love you're longing for is in Jesus, the friend of your wounded heart. Joy comes in the morning, and hope deepens as you grow. And peace beyond the reaches of your soul comes flowing through you, for love has made you whole. Once like a leaf in the wind, looking for a friend, where did you turn? You spoke the words of a prayer, and you found him there, arms open wide, love in his eyes. Jesus, he meets you where you are. Oh, Jesus, he heals your secret scars. All the love you're longing for is Jesus, the friend of a wounded heart. He'll meet you where you are. Oh, Jesus, he heals your secret scars. All the love you're longing for, all the love that you need is in Jesus, the friend of a wounded heart. Whoa, 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 he's the friend of a wounded heart. Whoa, 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 yes, a friend of a wounded heart. He's the friend of our wounded hearts. Whoa, 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 yes, a friend of a wounded heart.
Whoops. friend of a wounded heart. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, it is time for the blessing of the gifts. We have treasures within us. We have treasures all around us. We have people who are treasures to us. And we receive and we give from those treasures every day, sometimes every hour. You are a treasure to this church. Your presence here, your support, that is absolutely essential. And we give thanks for the treasure that you are. Shall we say our divine science, blessing of the gifts? Today, I acknowledge God, omnipresent, as the source of all good, as the source of my good. With this acknowledgement, I accept God's will, which is abundance in every aspect of my life. And I am open of lack and limitation, and I am open and receptive to the increased flow of abundance to me right now. I joyfully accept the gifts of life and give freely of the special gift that I am. God, me, God blesses and multiplies this gift for all. Thank you, dear God. Do we have some announcements today?
I've already said Happy Father's Day. These flowers are brought to you by Anne for Father's Day, for our fathers. Our white carnations and our red roses. And the snacks for Father's Day are also brought to you by Anne and her husband, the elusive Bob Dieter. He's made something special for us. And so in the absence of Jan, as we were just saying, in our gratefulness for all the treasures that we are, we're so grateful that Jana's back there doing sound, and Phil knew what to say to me, so I didn't go running, screaming into the street, and here we are. So I know we're all wishing Jan a happy trip. She will not be with us next week. So, but she's with her family and she's seeing another part of the globe. So I think that's it, unless you have other things.
No, we have
No.
Wednesday nights.
Wednesday nights for the reading group, and also there's some social time following that too. So, hi Jenny, I didn't see you come in. Okay, that's it.
Okay. And we're going to wind up our service with, let's see, the prayer of protection. This is important. This is important because it makes us look beyond right here and right now and see that people in our own community, well, they need protection. They need help. They need more God in their minds. It's important for the world. It's important for our country. Protection and guidance, wisdom. The world is alive or perhaps dead with wars. We think of those people and the suffering that they are going through. And yet God is protecting all of us in his own personal and special way. So as we read and recite this prayer, let's think of others in this county, in this city, in this state, nation, world. Together, the light of God surrounds you, the love of God enfolds you, the power of God protects you, the presence of God watches over you, the mind of God guides you, the power of God abides in you. The strength of God renews you. Wherever you are, God is, and all is well. And I believe we have a final hymn. Shall we stand?